Compliment of the season to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Diaspora TV Switzerland. These are the news headlines. Switzerland Cabinet has recommended rejecting a people's initiative aimed at banning tobacco advertising, targeting both minors and young adults. The Green Party bid for a seat in Swiss government fails. Parliament takes small step towards more transparency. School drops Christmas carol to respect other religions. New NGO launched in Geneva to support the Sustainable Development Goals SDG 2030. Currently, tobacco advertising is not allowed on radio and television. The People's Initiative, which was handed in September 2019 after getting more than the 100,000 signatures needed, wants an absolute advertising ban in print media, online, posters in cinemas and shops. It also aims at outlawing sponsoring by tobacco companies. The government said that the initiative's proposal were equivalent to a total ban, but it said that it was in favor of measures that would protect young people from the dangers of tobacco. Latest official figures from about 27% of people over the age of 15 are smokers. Most of them took up the habit when they were teenagers, according to the campaigners. The initiative was launched by a broad alliance of health groups, sport organizations, doctors and teachers in March 2018. Parliament has re-elected all the members of the multi-party Swiss government for the next 4 years, rejecting a bid for the Green Party to win a seat in the 7-strong executive branch. Defense Minister Viola Ahmed, Interior Minister Alain Berset, and Finance Minister Uli Mora won the most votes, 218, 214, and 213 respectively from the 244 parliamentarians present, in a joint session of the House of Representatives and the Senate on Wednesday. As widely expected, the candidate from the Green Party, Regula Reeds, failed to win enough support to unseat the embattled Foreign Minister, Ignacio Cassis, a member of the center-right Radical Liberal Party. She received 82 votes, most likely from the left-wing parliamentarians in the secret ballot that produced 145 votes for Ignacio Cassis. Political experts say the overall election results reflected the will of right-wing and centrist parties to retain a stable political system in Switzerland. However, left-wing parties argue large parts of the Swiss electorate are not represented in the government if the Green Party is denied a seat in the cabinet. Parliament also elected Simonetta Sommaruga as Swiss president for 2020 for the second time in her political career. The minister in charge of transport, environment, energy and communication issues will hold the largely ceremonial presidential post. The Swiss Senate has rejected the People's Initiative, demanding more transparency around financing and politics. As an alternative, it proposes a softer reform. The People's Initiative, which was handed in October 2017, was rejected by 32 votes to 12 in the smaller parliamentary chamber. The proposal aims to tackle Switzerland's reputation as one of the least transparent countries in Europe when it comes to political financing, something for which it has been criticized by international groups, including the Council of Europe's anti-corruption body. Concretely, the initiative aims to ensure that political parties declare the size and source of donations above 10,000 Swiss francs, as well as campaign expenses above 100,000 Swiss francs. Accepting anonymous donations will be made illegal. Meanwhile, the financing of campaigns to collect signatures for a people's initiative will be excluded from the law. Though foreign donations to Swiss parties will not be allowed, deliberate flouting of the rules will be punishable by fines of 40,000 Swiss francs, though negligence, for example, inadvertent non-compliance, will not be punished. A primary school in northeastern Switzerland has dropped 3 carols that recounts the birth of Jesus from its Christmas singing event out of respect to other cultures. The decision has been greeted with widespread surprise. Local politician Jutta Gosli, who is also the head of school board, confirmed the decision to Swiss Public Television SRF. The reason behind the ban that there had been objections from a few Muslim parents in the past years, but also from people who have no religion, affiliation, or who go through life without religion. On the 12th of December 2019, Dr. Bisi Adebayo of Bridging Development Gaps and Ms. Estelle Barung Hughes of African Learning International came together to launch their initiatives at the UNESCO International Bureau of Education in Geneva, Switzerland. The event, titled Breaking Down Silos, Connecting the Dots for a Collaborative Agenda in the SDGs, chaired by Dr. Mantetsa Marope, Director, International Bureau of Education, UNESCO Office in Geneva, highlighted the importance of education and educationalists in sustainable development. Also mentioned is the interrelatedness of the 17 goals achievement of one individual goal is dependent on the other. Therefore, the SDGs require a human rights-based approach and collaboration of all stakeholders, including civil societies, public and private partnerships. Diaspora TV spoke with some of the dignitaries.
Essentially, the challenge that we face in the world today is that of unequal opportunity for quality education and effective learning opportunities. This is quite a big challenge because it affects many countries of the world, to the extent that this is generally referred to as the global learning crisis, and it meaning that either people who ought to be in formal education of school-going age are either not in school because they do not have access, or they are in schools but they are not learning at a level that they ought to be learning at. And as a consequence, they do not acquire the competences required for effective lifelong learning. And if they cannot learn on their own throughout their lives, this means that these people will face multiple challenges to adapt to fast-changing context in the 21st century.
My take-home message today is that it will take Africans to develop Africa, especially Africans in diaspora. It's called reverse brain drain, or you call it brain gain, so that people can, transfer the knowledge they've gained from developed country into Africa to develop Africa, be it in healthcare, in education, and ultimately in achieving the SDG goals by 2030.
Bridging Development Gaps is a Geneva-based NGO envisioning a free world, free from discriminations of any type. This we hope to do by bridging and connecting different dots of the different social development goals. For example, education, health, human rights, and the environment. We also intend to empower vulnerable groups to take ownership and drive these sustainable development goals, making them their own, create a self-agency, work towards their own health, work towards a cleaner environment, work towards eradicating poverty in their own selves and their neighborhoods.
The challenges that we are trying to tackle on the African continent is the relative rarity of in-training after teacher university. As you know, the quality of teaching is developed throughout the teacher's career.
It is my pleasure to refresh your memory with the headlines of our news of 2019.
Tens of thousands demonstrated in Bern for climate change. The first ever symposium of health letters titled Enterprising Africa ended in success.
R&B for Africa has celebrated in style its 10th anniversary. And the Swiss chapter of NIDO, the Nigeria in Diaspora organization, is adding more pillars to the bridge between the Nigerian community here and the Nigerian government.
Africa Day Celebration 2019 recorded a historic turnout of participants. The Black Panther of Jura won the second edition of Mundialito football tournament. Anti-President Paul Biya and his supporters held a demonstration in Geneva.
The Swiss government goes tough on individuals, institutions or cantons that breach the asylum process and rules. World Humanitarian Innovation Day kicks off in Basel, Switzerland.
New rules on asylum procedures came into force across Switzerland from the 1st of March 2019. Switzerland is about to join the League of other countries in Europe that offers debt relief to their citizens.
The Migrant Session 2019 in Canton Basel ends in successful flying and emotional colors. Several culture-related events took place in different cities in Switzerland.
Thank you very much for your loyalty and support. On behalf of myself and the whole crew of Diaspora TV Switzerland, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.